I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis just smacked down MAGA Republican Jim Jordan again in a new letter. And basically, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is like, look, if you weren't a member of Congress and you couldn't claim that you have the speech or debate clause immunity, which you may or may not have, your conduct in obstructing my investigation would clearly be criminal. In essence, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis calls out Jim Jordan, not just for his malicious conduct in the letter I'm about to read, but saying basically your conduct is criminal. You are a criminal, Jim Jordan. And I love how succinct, how scathing, how powerful this letter is by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. And you'll recall the letter that I read from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis from last month, where she responded to an August letter by Jim Jordan. She keeps smacking down the incompetent Jim Jordan, and it is incredible. So here's the letter, October 11th, 2023. She goes, "Dear Mr. Jordan, I am in receipt of your letter dated September 27th, 2023. A charitable explanation of your correspondence is that you are ignorant of the United States and Georgia constitutions and codes. A more troubling explanation is that you are abusing your authority as chairman of the Committee on the Judiciary to attempt to obstruct and interfere with a Georgia criminal prosecution. See OCGA section 1610-24. She cites the criminal statute, saying that what you are doing, Jim Jordan, is criminal. You are a criminal. Maybe you should read what the statute is. She goes on to say, indeed, you confessed to this motivation on Mark Levin's September 10th, 2023 show. He's a host on Fox, where you said, when discussing one of my office's active prosecutions, you boasted, quote, "We're trying to get all the answers, but we're trying to stop this stuff as well. Trying to stop this stuff as well." And then Fani Willis says, while you may, not necessarily, while you may enjoy immunity under the United States Constitution speech or debate clause, that does not make your behavior any less offensive to the rule of law. And speech or debate clause is an immunity in our Constitution that basically immunizes members of Congress for engaging in the type of behavior that is potentially occurring here if it's viewed as part of a legislative purpose. And I think we'd all argue this is not a legitimate legislative purpose, but Jim Jordan's saying, well, I'm the chairman of the Judiciary Committee. And that's why Fani Willis is saying you're abusing your position as the chairman of the Judiciary Committee to claim a legitimate legislative purpose, but it doesn't make it any less offensive to the rule of law. She goes on to say, as the person chosen by the citizens of Fulton County to be their district attorney, I serve them, and my team and I are exceptionally busy. We have already written a letter, which I have attached again for your reference, explaining why the legal positions you advance are meritless. Nothing you've said in your latest letter changes that fact. As I have explained, your request implicates significant, well-recognized confidentiality interests related to an ongoing criminal matter, as well as serious constitutional concerns regarding federalism and separation of powers. To the extent you have specific questions about the Department of Justice's communications, we refer you to the Department of Justice. To the extent you have specific questions about our use of federal funds, we have already provided you with extensive information, and further information can be found here. Go to justice.gov/grants. My attached prior letter provided you with 4 noble suggested uses of your authority as chairman of the House Judiciary Committee. 1. Enhance funding for victim witness advocates. 2. Expand funding for testing of all rape kits. 3. Support the Credible Messengers program, which helps turn around children in trouble with the criminal justice system. And 4. Ensure adequate funding to support state crime labs, which test for drugs like fentanyl. I would encourage you to focus your attention on those issues which would make life better for the American people. Signed, yours in service, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis.
Did you know that poor sleep can cause weight gain, mood issues, poor mental health, and lower productivity? Sleep is the foundation of our mental and physical health and performance in our days. Having a consistent nighttime routine is non-negotiable. I know in my own life, when I don't get enough sleep, not only am I irritable and grouchy, but my performance, be it in work or life in general, just greatly suffers. Introducing Beam Dream. You know we've been raving about Beam Dream's powder, their healthy hot cocoa for sleep. And today our listeners get a special discount on Beam Dream powder, their best-selling healthy hot cocoa for sleep with no added sugar. Now available in delicious flavors like sea salt caramel, cinnamon cocoa, and chocolate peanut butter. Better sleep has never tasted better. Dream contains a powerful all-natural blend of reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, melatonin, and nano-CBD to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, and wake up refreshed. A recent clinical study revealed Dream helped 93% of users wake up feeling more refreshed, and 93% reported that Dream helped them get a more restful night's sleep. Just mix Beam Dream into hot water or milk, stir or froth, and enjoy before bedtime. I've personally tried Beam Dream, and it lived up to the hype. First off, it was delicious and just a lovely nighttime routine. And secondly, and most importantly, it helped me fall asleep and stay asleep. The next day, I woke up ready and eager to take on the day. Find out why Forbes and New York Times are all talking about Beam and why it's trusted by the world's top athletes and business professionals. If you want to try Beam's best-selling Dream Powder, get up to 40% off for a limited time when you go to shopbeam.com/Meidas and use code Meidas at checkout. That's shopbeam.com/Meidas and use code Meidas for up to 40% off.
And in the other scathing letter that she sent to MAGA Republican Jim Jordan back in September 7th of 2023, at the end of her letter, she's like, "You have no constitutional authority to be interfering with my criminal investigations and my criminal cases. However, if you care about the American people, if you care about actually using your positions to do something productive, here are the things that you can do." Here's what she also said, going back to that September 7th, 2023 letter, which she attached just so it could refresh your recollection. Dear Mr. Jordan, I've received your letter dated August 24th, 2023. Jordan just keeps sending letters so we can post it on social media and then go on Fox and shows like Mark Levin. She goes on to say, on August 14, 2023, a Fulton County grand jury returned a true bill of indictment charging 19 defendants with felony violations of Georgia law, including violations of Georgia's RICO statute. Beyond that recitation of the charges, your letter contains inaccurate and misleading statements. The true bill of indictment returned on August 14th is attached for your reference. As you know, Chairman Jordan, the congressional power of inquiry is not unlimited. Congress is not a law enforcement or trial agency. That function is reserved only for the executive and judicial departments of government. Moreover, investigations conducted solely for personal aggrandizement of the investigators or to punish those investigated are indefensible. More fundamentally, a congressional subpoena is valid only if it's related to or in furtherance of a legitimate legislative task. Your letter offends each and every one of these settled principles. Its obvious purpose is to obstruct a Georgia criminal proceeding and to advance outrageous partisan misrepresentations. As I make clear below, there is no justification in the Constitution for Congress to interfere with a state criminal matter. And then she goes on to give some voluntary responses. I don't have to respond to you, but let me educate you on a few things. Chairman Jordan, I tell people often, deal with the reality or reality will deal with you. It is time that you deal with some basic realities. A special purpose grand jury made up of everyday citizens investigated for 10 months and made recommendations to me. A further reality is that a grand jury of completely different Fulton County citizens found probable cause against the defendant's name in the indictment for RICO violations and various other felonies. Face this reality, Chairman Jordan. The select group of defendants who you fret over in my jurisdiction are like every other defendant, entitled to no worse or better treatment than any other American citizen. She goes on to say, Chairman Jordan, your notion that different standards of justice should apply to a select group of people is offensive. Chairman Jordan, Defendant Trump's status as a political candidate cannot make him legally immune for criminal prosecution. Jim Jordan, an explanation of the basic obligations of a prosecutor is below. And then she tells Jim Jordan, for a more thorough understanding of Georgia's RICO statute, its application in similar laws in other states, I encourage you to read RICO state by state. As a non-member of the bar, because Jim Jordan's not a licensed lawyer, you can purchase a copy for $249, to which Jim Jordan then responded on September 27th, 2023, when there was a Speaker of the House. And he wrote, we received your letter dated September 7, 2023. Your letter reinforces the committee's concern that your prosecutorial conduct is geared more towards advancing a political cause and your own notoriety than toward promoting the fair and just administration of law. Congress in general and this committee in particular have strong legislative interests in ensuring a popularly elected local prosecutors do not misuse their local law enforcement authority. And that's why you see in her letter that she just sent out on October 11th, 2023, she says, while you possibly enjoy immunity based on the speech or debate clause, it doesn't make your behavior any less offensive. You are abusing your authority here and you don't understand the Constitution. Another powerful letter by Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We are on our way to 2 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch, patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Have a great day.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.